What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob here. Well, it's come to my attention by a couple of friends of mine, subscribers, friends, that there's some fraudulent activity going on within our community. And this is in reference to different circumstances that have happened over the last several months of people claiming that they have some hardships, some things going on in their life, loss of family members being sick, themselves being sick, and this goes on and on and on and on. So, there's some very upset people, and rightfully so. When you put your trust in people that the information that they're putting out to you is true and correct, and you give out of the kindness of your heart, whether it be by donations of monetary funds or items of some sort, or even your time to help these individuals, and then you find out they lied, they deceived you, you have all the right in the world to be mad and upset. And then when you try to verify that with the actual individuals that are running the streams, and then they tell you, oh yeah, this is real, this is for real, and then find out that it's not, you lose trust in that individual. And rightfully so. But, here it is. In the world that we live in, there's a lot of deceit, there's a lot of dishonesty, there's a lot of people who take advantage of people who they think that they can take advantage of. They don't care. They have no morals. They're not very charismatic. And they're only thinking of one person, and that's themselves. So, what do you do about this? I've told people before in my streams. I said, look, when there's people having problems, states, local, state, and government, U.S. government, we have systems in place to help people in need. We do. You have to put forth some effort, but we have systems that you can go and get some help if you really have these issues going on. If you have health issues, there's multiple hospitals across the United States, from the Shriners Hospital for Kids, the Shriners Burn Centers, Children's Hospital in Boston, Children's Hospital in Texas. I mean, there's just immense amounts of places that you can get help for children, get help for adults, with little to no cost out of your pocket. Okay? I'm telling you guys this in case you are in need and you feel like you're not asking anybody for any help and you're really in need. And with everything going on, you feel, embarrassed to ask anybody because you don't want to be put in the same category. So there are places to help you. These places have been around for a long, long time. You can sort it out. You can Google the information. And if you have trouble, there are plenty of places and people to help you to organize everything that you need to get yourself started in recovery or financial hardships or burdens. Okay? Now, how do you verify things? Well, generally when people are having problems, they go to a hospital, right? Or, they're undergoing treatments and stuff, okay? There's an old saying my grandfather used to tell me, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So, verify things are actually happening. Don't be lazy. Don't just go with it, okay? Because here's what happens when you're a streamer and you just decide to have a fundraiser for somebody and you say that, yeah, it's real and it's not, and you do it. You look bad because you didn't take any time to investigate it yourself. And then it comes down on your character, and who you look like. And that is a fault because you didn't put in the footwork. So my suggestion to you guys from here on out is if you are a streamer and you're trying to do good things and raise money for auctions and things of this sort, make sure that you have all the information that you need to prove that it is. Here's a for instance. Last year, Can did an auction for the kids, for me. And it was really nice of him to do that. And we raised some money for children in the local communities here and families who are in need. What I did was, I went down, Mary and I purchased all of the presents. We got them all together ourselves. We boxed them all up. And we brought them down to Pastor Chip, who's the pastor of First Baptist Church here in a local community. He has an actual, full church with a congregation. Unlike myself as a pastor, I do it differently. Okay? But that doesn't mean that I can't help my fellow brothers and sisters, who have big churches in a time of need. And it brought it down to him. He was really happy. Have multiple pictures of me taking pictures and putting things in boxes. And I actually received a letter from First Baptist Church thanking us for all of the donations and all of the blessings that we brought to his church. Now, that's the right way of doing things. Why? Because it proves that what you are doing is real and true, and there's no deceit and there's no foul play. Okay? So, yes, that is important. Okay? Because what's going to end up happening, guys, YouTube's going to make it so that you can't have auctions no more. Or you can't do giveaways no more. Or you can't do whatever. They can do that. Okay? They can do that. And there's nothing that we're going to do or say to stop it. So before it ends up happening, and this comes down the pipe, let's think about, what we have as a community. YouTube is very big, okay? Let's think about who we are as people and do the right things. A little extra time can save you a lot of heartache. So, for all of those people who have been taken advantage of and given money, I'm sorry. But sometimes, even myself, I've had that happen to myself where I've given money and then found out, after I gave it to a family that even though I felt as though my intentions were good and that I had asked all the correct information, and this was young in my ministry, they went out and bought drugs. I found out later on. It took, a couple months down the road to find out exactly what happened. But when you live in a small town, it really doesn't take too long before you find out. So I had to be more cautious. I had to, educate myself on the deceitfulness of mankind. And so today, I ask a lot of questions. And generally when people need something, I usually, buy them food or buy them clothes or buy them items, right? And that way they have things. But I don't generally ever give people just cash. I don't generally just write them a check. Okay? Now, if somebody needed to pay for some gas or needed some food or something like that, I'd be more than happy if I have the time to take them, grocery shopping. I don't mind doing that, or buy them some food. That's what we do as ministers, as pastors, or what we should do as just human beings. But you're opening Pandora's box when you start just doing that, because the people who don't care, they'll say, oh, I can get some free cash. What kind of story can I make up? And then they make up this big story, and lo and behold, next thing you know, they lied to you, and they don't care. They don't care. There is no remorse. So, that's why I'm doing this video today. To try to educate you guys and to try to make you think. Look, if there's not enough information for you to feel comfortable about donating to whatever it is, or buying anything, okay, then don't. Go to the channel and learn something. You can be friends with people. But if you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it, guys. Just don't. Now, some people might be a little upset with me and for me saying this and bringing this forward, but, look, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to say, hey, this is what's going on. And when I have people call me and tell me these things, and I know that these people are solid people, what can we say? And not just solid people, but they were one of the people, well, actually, there was several of them, that actually gave to the cause, and they're upset. And they have the right to be. So, in the future, ask questions. And if you know it's somebody that actually, does things, benefits or whatever, all the time, and you see the facts, well, then there's really not too much worry, because their standards generally don't change much. There's some great channels out there that are doing great things. And sometimes, even these people who do great things for people all the time, they can get lazy and make a mistake. Or they can forget. Or they get busy and forget. So try not to, crucify them and hold them too much responsible for everything, because they are trying to do something good. But even them, they need to start thinking about who, what, where, when, and why you're doing those benefits, those fundraisers. Get the facts. Otherwise, people are going to leave your channel and not want anything to do with you. Be cautious. I love you guys, and I want you to be safe. And if for any reason you don't feel comfortable purchasing or giving, look, don't feel bad. Okay? That's a built-in mechanism that we have as humans, to question things and to ask questions. That's how we learn as humans. And with that, as you can tell, I'm off and running in the shop today. My back's been hurting, but trying to get some of these things getting going for the holiday season. I got some different things I'm doing this year for fundraiser, right? But I generally do 2 or 3 fundraisers a year, actual fundraisers, big ones. But I give money to people all the time. I do things for people. We give clothes to people, and toys, and all kinds of stuff all the time. So this is something that isn't uncommon for pastors, right? Ministers, social workers. It's not uncommon for us to do this. We do this all the time. So when we see these types of things happen, we like to address them. And I just thought it was my turn to say something, and I hope you can respect me for that. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm not picking any one channel. I mean, if the shoe fits, then you got to wear it. But just be cautious from here on out. Do the right thing. Be smart. Do your homework. You'll be glad you did. Otherwise, I'm going to finish doing what I'm doing here. Creating my, whatever I'm creating. I'm going crazy in here. Sometimes it's hard. Even for me. And I'm going to leave you with one thing. My life has been quite difficult. And sometimes people look at the things that I have, what I've accomplished, and they're envious over it. But it's taken a lot of sacrifice and hard work to get there, you know. And currently, Mary came down with cancer, breast cancer, and she got done with her surgery. She has some kind of an implant here that they're going to start her on chemotherapy. These are real things, guys, verified by my friends who come to the channel. You know, who are my moderators. They'll tell you. These are real things going on in my life. Okay? I have a daughter that's in the hospital. She's been there her whole life. Real things. Right? And I have health issues myself. But you hardly ever hear me complain. Once in a while my back hurts or something, but you don't hear me complain about it. You don't hear me asking you for money or begging you for money. Look, I have friends that bless me all the time. And sometimes I am very humbled by it. I really am. And you know, I'm a very fortunate man to have great friends. You know, from some bags of coffee to lift my spirits, to some cash that they may send me, or whatever. You know, whether it's $5 or $5,000, which I haven't gotten that yet, but I'd be pretty happy right now if I did. But, you know, they love me enough to see what I do and the things that I like to do and how much help I give people. But I'm not really good at receiving things. I never have been. I've always worked really hard for what I have, and I've always tried to earn it. And when somebody does do something nice for me, I try to do that back. I like to try to be reciprocal, you know. Whether it's make them a guitar or a box or whatever it may be. Do something kind back to them, just to show them I really care and that I really appreciate their love and concern for me and, you know, what's going on in my life. But real time, real things, guys. So, anyways, this is Pastor Bob. I hope you have a wonderful day. It looks like it's going to turn into rain here, so I'm going to let you all go. I'll be live streaming sometime this weekend. So if you can, stop by, say hi. You know, say hi to all the guys. You know, we're a small little community. And we're growing. And hopefully with growth, you know, better things come. And I can do more to help the people that I love most. And that's you guys. So take care. And like I always say, Pastor Bob's out of here. And we'll see you soon. God bless you guys.